What is up, enthusiasts? It is Cedar Flags here, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Top Thrill Dragster's closure has got to be one of the most bizarre and interesting stories in recent coaster history. Reason number 1. Top Thrill Dragster is such an iconic roller coaster, one of the tallest and most iconic on the face of the earth. Reason number 2, there's so many different possibilities on what could happen with the ride's future. And reason number 3, of course, no coaster YouTuber that I have seen so far is completely certain on an answer. In the past, when it came to speculation, we all came to conclusions. We all had a certain answer. This ride is going to be RMC'd. This ride is going to be removed. This ride is going to do this, and so on. But with Top Thrill Dragster, we really have no clue. And I think that's the main reason why Top Thrill Dragster's story is so intriguing. This is a very interesting story, and all of the stuff that we have seen so far really hasn't put us to a certain answer. And I made a video, well, a few, on the future of this ride. And today, I wanted to do the same. But with more information that we know, I think that it was time for another video. So without further ado, this is Cedar Flags, and today, we are going to be looking at the current state of the coaster. So, getting into what we currently know about the ride. I last talked about Top Thrill Dragster a month ago, and I have to say a lot has definitely changed since then. First off, all of the ground track is gone. From the turnaround to the station track, to the launch track, even the brake track. Every single piece is gone. The only part of the ride that's remaining are the supports, and of course, the track and supports on the top hat. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, wow, they've really done a lot to this ride in such a short amount of time. And so it made me think, is this going to happen in 2023? Are we going to be riding Top Thrill Dragster's replacement in 2023? Well, I really don't know yet, because there are still many parts of the information that we do not know. Another big story recently has to deal with the photo booth. Now, this has been a very iconic building in the Top Thrill Dragster Plaza, and has a great set of architecture that matches the area. But there is a rumor out there currently that they are going to remove this building in another construction area. So what are they going to add here? Well, if the spike launch possibility is anything, then maybe this could be a place for one of those elements. Or if they're just going to extend the layout in general, I think that it would be a good idea to tear this down and put it somewhere else where the layout won't interfere. The third story brings us all the way to Twitter. Yeah, Twitter. So what's going on there? Well, recently Tony Clark posted a tweet saying a few updates. One of them being that there is going to be some sort of reveal in November, and the other one is him hinting that they're working on this thing, which is obviously Top Thrill Dragster, or they could be saying Wild Mouse, but I highly doubt it. He knows what he did there. So what's this reveal going to be in November? I really don't know. They haven't teased that much at all. This might not be Dragster related whatsoever, but I found that an interesting story, and I think this could be a hint at something we don't know yet. And finally, probably the most interesting story out of the four, the fact that Top Thrill Dragster's track, the one I just said was being removed from the ride, is being shipped off. Where? Italy. The reason we know this is, one, when they were tearing off the track on the ground level of Top Thrill Dragster, they were taking good care of it and not normally ripping it off like they would normally do to a defunct coaster, and carefully putting it in the parking lot. And then they put the segments of the track in shipping containers. Codes on the shipping containers revealed that these will be going to a port in Italy. So what could that be? Well, it is a major port, so it could mean that Italy is not the final destination for these, but let's say it is. You have some pretty neat companies that are located there. Intamin, Zamperla, heck, even SBF Visa is located there. So could the track be being relocated to Italy for certain reasons? Well, like I said, we really don't know. Before I get into the next part of the video, I just want to mention a little bit of speculation on this. Wouldn't it be much easier for a manufacturer to come to Cedar Point and work on the track than, let's say, the track relocating halfway across the world? This is why I don't think that this track will be returning. Now, like I said, I could be wrong, but I think it would be very expensive to do this just for a little bit of a refurbishment. Alrighty, enthusiasts, it's the moment you've been waiting for, speculation time. So I've thought of a few brand new possibilities that I didn't mention in my last video that I could still see being a part of this refurbishment. Now, let me say right off the bat that I don't think we could just see a simple LSM rebranding of Top Thrill Dragster. they would not make this much of a fuss about it. It would probably barely say anything at all. The fact that Cedar Point said the Top Thrill Dragster will not be returning the way it is, I really don't think that that's going to implicate such a little change to the ride. So let's get into what I could see otherwise. The first one is a Zamperla launch. Now, you might be really scratching your head right now thinking, what? Well, if you don't know, today, Zamperla revealed a brand new concept for a new ride model, an LSM launch coaster. And if you look at the renderings and know about European launch coasters, you may recognize this. If you haven't caught it yet, this looks to be an exact clone or a near clone of Senza Fiato at Miragica. This is an intimate accelerator that used to operate in Italy, but has since been closed down. So did they refurb the intimate track? Did they just copy the blueprints? We really don't know. But maybe this could be a little bit of a teaser for what could come to Top Thrill Dragster. Could they refurbish Top Thrill Dragster, maybe add a little bit of kick to it, add an LSM launch and a few more elements? I really don't know, but out of all the scenarios I'm going to mention today, I think that is the least likely. Looking at another manufacturer to take the hands of Top Thrill Dragster, we have Premier Rides. Now recently, Premier Rides has been leaving a lot of information to tease. They are saying that they are going to say something at IAAPA, which is around the same time that Cedar Point said that they are going to reveal something, and let's just say I found that a little interesting. Two reveals coming around the same time, could this mean something? Premier Rides hasn't worked that much with Cedar Fair recently, but they do have a few of their coasters at their parks. Intamin has recently came out with a vertical launch concept, and this has been the most speculated for the ride, but personally, I don't think this is going to be that likely. Now, I do think it could be a possibility, but I think that would take away most of the ride's thrill. It would be much slower, it would be a lot more gentle, and the only real thrill of this ride would be that drop. And other rides at Cedar Point thrive with that. Everyone loves the drop on rides like Millennium Force and Maverick and Steel Vengeance. I really don't know what the purpose of this would be, because at the end of the day, this would be a climb and then a drop, and that's it. Well, Top Thrill Dragster offered so much more in around the same amount of time and track length. Now, the final thing is something that I didn't even mention in the last part. So, what am I going to mention? Something crazy out of this world? Well, believe it or not, I think this might be one of the most likely options. A complete removal and new Dragster-like coaster. Now, they said reimagine, and no one really knows what that could be at all. Could it be a reimagination of the ride? Well, if that is the case, do they necessarily mean based off of the ride itself? Could they tear the whole ride down, level the whole property, and make a whole new Dragster-themed ride that pays homage? To be 100% honest, if I owned Cedar Point, I feel like that's the thing that I would do. Now, if you know me, I love Top Thrill Dragster to bits, and I really didn't want to see anything happen to this ride in the first place, but at the end of the day, I would rather see something new and major, and more modern, than a new version of Dragster that takes away the thrill of the old Dragster. Anyways, what did you think about this video? Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and let me know what I should do for my next video. What do you think is going to happen to this once beloved ride? This is Cedar Flags, and I'll see you all later.